I lost like 5 hit points.
Yep.
uh,
You got yeeted from that horse.
I did.
All right, and we're live. Hello. Welcome to Uncanny Adventures, Shadows Over Stillwater. We are back. It's been a little bit, holiday things and then stuff with me. We're keeping me busy, but we have come back to our adventure. And we have our lovely investigators. Kiyo and Olive are back after the explosion in the mesa up on the hilltop north of the town of Stillwater. The group had discovered this strange cave system full of these finished labs and corridors and these snake people who were doing some kind of experimentations and things. And Olive had to get the story, so ran into the facility to see what she could discover. The rest of the group obviously gave chase. They can't leave Olive on her own. And they discovered some very strange findings, some weird disc-like sheets that seem to be some sort of notes or something, but it's very hard to make out. This isn't anything they've seen before. They found evidence of these viewing devices that seem to receive messages from a connecting device that have been left in Stillwater itself. They found a lot of strange, what appear to be weapons, grenades, and things like that. And Olive almost died a number of times, but survived the excursion. They also were able to locate, with the help of Hank Hanready, the individual that they actually came to Stillwater to find and bring back to justice. They were able to locate a handful of prisoners that these snake people had taken, and they freed them and were making their way out of the facility when it exploded on their exit, and Hank was severely injured. Olive survived somehow miraculously, landing between some rocks that protected her from the extreme heat and fire and the shrapnel of the blast. And the rest of the prisoners were able to get out before things went up in flames. Kiyo helped lead them out with the help of the doctor. So we're going to say hi to our players, and we're going to jump back into this and see what's happening now in the hills north of Stillwater. So let's say hi to Vex first.
Hey, that's me. Hello.
Hey. And how about you, Callie?
Howdy, partner. I'm gonna try not to die this time.
Callie, how many hit points do you have for our audience, just so they know?
3.
Excellent. And I'm Jeanette. I'm the keeper. I am in charge of creating the story that the players get to then change and see how their characters affect it. So, as we come back to the hills north of Stillwater, Kiyo, you have taken one of the horses and you are riding back to town. You've left Olive with the other escapees, the prisoners that you had found, and you are sending them to the nearby Apache village because you know that it is closer to where you are right now and easier for everyone to get to, especially while most of them are on foot. And you had previously, before entering the mountain, crossed paths with the hunting party from the village, and you had what was a pretty, friendly interaction. Nothing went badly. It seemed like you had kind of the enemy of my enemy sort of gave you common ground when you both realized that whatever these serpent people were, you both had problems with them. So Taza, the leader of the Apache hunting party, had tried to give you some warnings about going into the mountain and then had let you go on your way. So you do know that, at least for the time being, it seems like you will, your friends will be safe going there. Also, Solomon and Dr. Viola have stayed behind sort of on the outskirts of the explosion because Hank Hanratty, who had chosen not to try to escape again and had stuck with you, mostly it seemed because he was concerned about his sister and her son living so close to this. He had been severely injured in the explosion, so much so that it was too dangerous to take him and remove him from the site. So you have left them there to sort of keep an eye on him while Kiyo tries to go back for her wagon to come back and hopefully get him back to town safely. So who wants to go first? We'll let you two decide.
You want to do a roll off for it?
Sure. What do I?
Which die do you like more? Pick one.
I got the percentage dice out. So.
All right. Let's do percentages then. Whoever gets the higher percentage goes first.
Okay. Oh no.
Okay, you're not gonna believe it, but I have to show you mine.
Oh. Wow.
That is that's a pretty solid roll.
It's a pretty nice roll, is what you're saying?
Pretty solid.
Well, I got 11 less than that.
So I guess I'm going first.
All right. So, Kiyo, you leave behind your friends and quickly hop onto horseback and head back for Stillwater. You know the pathway down the mesa is easy for you to find at this point. The sun is still out as you ride swiftly. Give me a ride check, please.
All right. All right. Ride. Where's my ride? Yep. I got a 33. My ride is 50. So.
Okay. So yep, you are making good time and having no trouble descending down the hillside and heading back to Stillwater. And it takes you maybe a little over an hour total. Actually, in fact, I'll say with that roll, maybe even a little less than an hour as you kind of push your horse to close the distance as quick as possible, since, your friends are, maybe not completely out of danger.
Mm-hmm.
So you see Stillwater even before you get there. You kind of see the town as you kind of come over one rise from the desert up to the north. And from here, Stillwater still looks like a quiet, nondescript little town, though, over the course of the last few days, there's been the earthquakes, there's been the strange fireworks, there's been the walking dead that have emerged as well, along with these serpent people. So things are not as you'd expect for a small town in the middle of New Mexico. But you ride into the town limits. Where are you headed?
First, she's going to head to the doctors because she's going to try and get some medical stuff from them.
Okay. So you ride into town. You ride past the Buena Suerte Cantina. You round the corner with the cemetery and the church on your left. And then the schoolhouse on the right, the marshal's office comes up at the next intersection as you take a hard left on your horse. Heads kind of turn in your direction as you ride quickly. And you ride up to the doctor's office / home, which sits at the end of this little road on the kind of the northern side of town. And the door is slightly ajar as you come to a stop and dismount from your horse. And you can hear the sound of somebody inside. You hear, it sounds almost like somebody sort of moving things around, and you can hear sort of a voice coming in from inside. You don't hear an answering voice, so you don't know if the person is talking to themselves or to someone who's just very quietly listening to the conversation.
Well, Kiyo's gonna just give a rather hard knock on the door.
You hear a startled, and then quickly a familiar face of Dr. Henry Fletcher sort of comes into view in the cracked open door. And he goes, oh, it's you. And he flings the door open. You're back. Everything all right? And he looks past you.
She doesn't mean, I need medical supplies right now. Someone's in critical condition.
Make a spot roll for me as you say this. As now that the door has been opened, you can kind of see into his home, into his office.
Ooh, I got a 12.
Okay. So
definitely beats my spot hit of 30.
As you say this to him and you sort of look over his shoulder into the room, you can see there are a number of, at first you, like for a split second, you think, oh, that's a lot of people to be in his office, laid out on whatever beds are available. And then you notice a couple laid out on the floor and you realize, nope, those aren't people, those are dead bodies. And those aren't very fresh dead bodies. And you can see the two closest ones that are laid out have the top of their skulls taken off to reveal the brains. The other thing you notice is on the left-hand side of the room, there is smaller tables and surfaces that have what appear to be, well, that looks like a crow. That might be a couple of rabbits. And those are definitely some squirrels. They're also sort of laid out in the same way as the human bodies are. And a couple of them are also missing the tops of their heads.
Kiyo kind of cocks an eyebrow at this.
He says, someone's injured, sure, come in. And he walks past all of this as if it doesn't even faze him that this is in here. And he goes to the cupboards where he keeps his supplies. Mm-hmm. And he starts removing things from the cupboard. What's the situation? What's going on?
If I remember properly, at least, this is out of character wise. Mm-hmm. He has a head injury, right? Like a rather serious one?
He did hit his head. But otherwise,
and burns, too.
Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, he seems okay.
No. I don't mean the doctor.
Oh, you mean Hank Henready. Yeah.
I mean Hank.
Yeah, concussive damage, burn wounds, wounds from fighting the snake people, from
that one's, I know that the doc can handle the normal wounds. It's the head wound and the burning stuff that I definitely need. Yeah, so Kiyo will say, at head injury, he suffered head injury and burns.
And he starts pulling out some items and he sort of casually moves aside a couple of squirrels and puts them on the table next to him. He takes out a couple of things like there's a bottle of laudanum for the pain. He takes out a bunch of fresh bandages. He takes out some other kind of like cream concoction that he's whipped up for like burns and things like that prospectors come in with from falling in their fires when they drank too much. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yes. And he sort of finds a bag and starts putting them in. And it's only at this point that he sort of takes notice of like the squirrels and things. He goes, sorry for the mess. I've been in, I had a theory I wanted to figure out.
What kind of theory?
Well, I was curious about these fellows, and he points at the dead bodies of the humans, coming back, you see. And I wondered, what about the other creatures in the area? So I've been collecting a few. But it seems that it's only the humans that are coming back, because none of the others are coming back.
Strange.
Indeed. I'm trying to figure out what virus is causing this plague.
Doctor, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
I know this is going to sound strange, but can you come here for a moment? I need to check your blood.
What?
There's been something weird happen. She looks at him and just says, please trust me. This is something that the other doctor did.
Oh, where are you taking him?
No, she's just telling him to come over here because she's just going to pull out her knife.
Okay, roll, let's see. That would be like a persuasion or...
She's not trying to intimidate him. She's
No,
trying to be very polite with this. I want that very clear. Persuasion.
Yes, that would be a persuasion.
I managed to roll a 10 of 10.
Oh, nice.
Holy crap.
Well done.
I sat there like, shit, I have a 10 in persuade.
So
I'm better at intimidating.
He looks somewhat nervous when you take out the knife, but does walk over and kind of put out his hand. My hand?
Wherever will be least inconvenient for you. I don't want to do your hands. Those are your important work.
So what, a blood sample is this? Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
Here, I just do it on your arm. She'll do just a quick little cut on the right about here on his arm. Just a very quick. She wants to make sure he's human.
All right. He
Paranoia is very much in full effect right now.
He holds his arm out. It shakes a little bit with the knife and like looking from you to the arm, but he seems like he's gonna trust you to do it as you.
Yeah, and Kiyo does it very quickly, cleanly.
All right.
She can. Should I roll for that to see how well I do?
Sure.
What should I use?
You take the doctor's arm off.
You say that, but that's an actual thing in a video game I've played.
I would say
give this guy blood transfusion. You just hack their arm off.
Oh no! I would say this is probably like a dexterity roll.
Oh no! Oh my god! I got a 25 of 25.
Wow! All right. So you even for a moment kind of hesitate. Maybe there's a little bit of fear of actually finding out that he's not who you think he is. Mm-hmm. But then you steel yourself and you cut just enough. And the wound starts to bleed. It looks, yep, that looks like nice, good old human blood there.
All right. He could probably see Kiyo visibly relax here because she definitely probably was on guard. She's like, okay.
And as you relax, it does kind of calm him a little bit because he was feeding a little off of your nervous energy.
Sheath. She's like, it's a long story. Be careful of, it was green blood, right, Jeanette?
Yes.
They had?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, if you see someone with green blood, do not approach them. Or I should say, do not work on them.
For a brief second, there's this want to question it, out of like everything he should know. And then his eyes flick to the people who had returned from the grave. And it's like, he can accept this. He doesn't want to.
Well, also, probably Kiyo is covered in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she probably has a healthy amount. She would only really fought with a sword for a bunch of this.
It's true.
There's probably a healthy amount on her.
And he takes from the cupboard that he hadn't closed yet, he takes another clean linen, and he kind of like covers up and binds where you cut him, just so he doesn't bleed on anything. Yeah. And then he hands you the bag that he packed with medical supplies.
Appreciated.
He's just, do I need to come with, or is your doctor friend, is she going to be able to deal?
She's completely fine. You probably are best needed here just in case. Yes,
well, I think I might be on to the next stage of trying to find the solution for this. I'm thinking live test subjects next.
I have no time to cover this. I gotta go. Kiyo does not actually give a shit. She's like, she says that she'll let the doc sort this out. I'm not sworn to do no harm. And she is going to take that bag and just hop back onto her horse and ride it back to the stable.
All right. And thank you, Zen Wolf. You both get an advantage from Zen Wolf.
Ooh.
So
thank you, Zen Wolf.
Thank you.
So you hop back on the horse and head out of town, heading north again to go back and regroup with your friends.
Well, to get to the stable first to get her cart.
Oh, yes, your cart.
She wants to get her, because that's going to definitely be way easier to travel with someone in than on the back of a horse, especially if they're injured.
That is true. All right, so you quickly ride to the livery where you left your cart. And let's see.
What kind of, I can't even remember what kind of cart I have in this one. I can look it up because it's on a Surrey.
Yes. So when you return, you find Bob, the friendly, middle-aged Mexican fellow. He's sort of cleaning up a couple of the stables while two of his sons are sort of lugging around some things and putting things away for him. And he looks up at the sound of your approaching horse and does raise an eyebrow at the state of your appearance as you ride up quickly. And he says, "Hello. Are you all right?"
I'm fine. No time to explain. I need a horse and my Surrey hooked up now.
Oh, yes. Well, the horse will just be $10 for the day.
She just gives
60, or 60 if you want to buy it.
I just need it for the day. And she'll hand him the 10.
Okay. And he boys and quickly goes to get the horse and your carriage all hooked up. Your driver is still at the saloon, more than likely.
She's gonna do it herself.
That's fair. And it will just take a little bit of time to get it hooked up.
The biggest one for her is that she doesn't have the time to get that, and she needs much space on this as possible.
That is fair. You also notice, as you sort of wait for Bob and his sons to bring back your carriage,
Mm-hmm.
Next door in the blacksmith shop, the blacksmith is just walking around, like randomly looking at things, but not working. And he looks kind of lost in there as he does. Like, he picks up a hammer over by the forge and tips it upside down and, like, puts it back down. He plays with, like, the flume to heat the coals and looks at it kind of curiously, but just doesn't seem like he really kind of is at all doing anything useful. Almost like, curiously investigating the place.
Kiyo has a few theories of what's going on here. Probably one of the main one being that he might be a snake person, and, the fact that their entire thing just went boom might have something to do with that. She is not going to investigate that at the moment, though, because she doesn't want to start a conflict when she's waiting. There's no time to explain. There's no time to pick fights. She's probably currently standing there, kind of tapping and kind of probably brushing herself off as much as she can, like trying to clean herself up a little.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of sitting there, like, just pretty anxiously, like, you know what I mean? You probably know exactly what I'm talking about, like the anxious waiting of, like, I need to go.
And as you wait, we'll flip over to Olive and the other members of the rescued group of prisoners. So, Olive, you have been left in charge of this.
Oh no!
Yes, of this little group of people that you helped to rescue. Since it's now just you, and the rest of your party is all busy with other things. So you find yourself escorting the young girl that you rescued, Mandy Jacobs, who has been quiet. You could tell she seems just terrified. She's been scared, so she's very quiet as a little one would be. She's only probably 8 years old, so this is a lot for her. You're also being led by a couple of members of the Apache tribe that you rescued. There was Dakaya, who was a younger, middle-aged man, very, very serious, grim face, but had been very determined about escaping from these snake people, the walking snakes as he calls them. And he seems to be, aside from a little worn out from his experience, he doesn't seem to be any worse for wear and is very on point of where to go. The only thing is he it's hard to communicate because he doesn't speak very good English, and you obviously don't speak Apache.
No.
The younger member of the tribe,
Chinese.
you do. The younger member of the tribe, Noroso, he seems to be in a lot worse shape. He's very listless, and like when you kind of look in his eyes, it's very like a vacant stare. But if you kind of guide him in a direction, he will go. And the woman, who's probably about 30, Sansei Array, she is singing to herself and talking to herself, but not really acknowledging the rest of you. So
Yeah.
Dakaya is kind of leading those two specifically. And then you are also accompanied by a grizzled 40-something prospector named Virgil, who he's not really good at paying attention to what's happening while you walk. And if you don't keep an eye on him, he sort of wanders away.
Oh.
So you have to kind of keep checking on him. You also have another let's see, a young man named Praz, who he seems like he's pretty much okay, but you did notice when things got real stressful back in the lair of these snake people, he kind of froze up
Yeah.
and was kind of useless in a fight at that point. And you've also
didn't he also actively like we're like shh? He's like what?
a little bit. And then the other two individuals you're with, one of them is Jameson Cobb, who is a very happy, lively fellow for having been in this situation, and has talked a lot about his wagon and his missing medicine and trinkets that he would like to collect at some point. He's not sure what happened to them.
Oh, him. Okay. He's that guy.
He's that guy.
Oh.
Yes. And then finally, the other member of this ragtag crew was Hiram Colby, who it really threw all of you off when you found Hiram inside the cells, because you've met Hiram in town. Hiram was a very odd fellow who kind of seemed to upset the local dogs, wander around randomly. He always seemed to be sort of lurking in the background in places. And he liked to stand and stare into the sun.
We also were very scared about leaving him alone around Olive.
Yes, indeed you were. But this Hiram looks the same, wiry, scruffy prospector type, but much more, kind of friendly, less weird. Doesn't give off that same sort of get the heck away from me kind of vibe. Just the only thing that you noticed is like you kind of talk to him a little bit, and he's struggling a lot with remembering things. Like he knows his name, but he doesn't really have a lot of memories of anything else. He's a little confused.
Okay. I can't remember. Dude, I know about like because I know Sol knew the sheriff in the town was around like the same kind of thing.
Oh yeah, Saul definitely would have, especially because the sheriff, the marshal, let Hank go, and
Yeah.
Saul was like, he just let him out. He just let him go. Like he unlocked the cage and released him because Hank asked. Because apparently he doesn't remember his job.
Yeah. So I would think it would be like the same kind of thing. I guess I'll just I'll walk with like in the middle of most of them so that I'm making sure like that they're going in the right places, like but I'll if they want to talk, I'll make small talk with them, but Olive's kind of freaking out at the moment. So
So as you walk and you are able to collect the other horses that you brought with you. So a couple people can be like, if you want to put Mandy on a horse versus having her walk, you can do that. In fact, Dakaya will motion at Sansei Ray and motion at one of the horses. Sort of, you get the impression asking if it's okay that she ride as well, because he seems concerned about her.
Yes.
He gives you a nod and helps her into the horse saddle. And then he sort of takes rope from the saddlebag and he kind of lashes it around the saddle horn and then ties it around the waist of Noroso.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dakaya will take the reins, kind of take them over the horse's head. And he's that's way he won't lose Noroso.
Keep all of them in one area.
He seems very protective of these other two from his tribe. He wants to make sure that they are safe. And then he motions for you to follow along the top of the mesa, heading sort of a little more west, away from town, into the foothills a little bit on top of the mesa here. And it probably takes about 40 minutes or so walking, and within a few minutes of that, Jameson Cobb is by your side. Well, now, little lady, I'm real grateful to you and your friends. That was a close call. That whole mountain going up in an explosion. I mean, that was completely unexpected. Who knew there was a volcano here? What can you tell me about what happened?
Oh, what can I tell you about that? Well, I about know the same as you. I was trying to go to the top, but I realized last minute that I would probably die. And
oh my,
so
yeah.
If you'd gone up, around.
Yeah, if you'd gone up, you probably wouldn't have had time to come back down, and you'd have been just exploded out of the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You look like you've taken a bit of you're a little worse for wear there. If I had my card, I could tell you I've got a tonic that could fix that up like lickety split, but apparently I'm not sure where it went once those fellows picked me off of it and put me in that cell.
I have an idea of where it could possibly be, but
oh, thank goodness! I was worried it was lost for good.
Yeah, I'm kind of in shock right now, I think, and that's why I'm not really feeling anything. But, once I sit down and maybe drink some water, I'll probably cry.
Oh, well. Yes, I mean, normally I would have a flask with some whiskey on me, but they also confiscated my whiskey, so I cannot offer you a beverage at this time.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to drink as much as my friend Kiyo gets mad at me when I drink.
I don't get mad. No, Kiyo doesn't. It's not Kiyo.
Dr. Viola doesn't think you should drink so much.
Does.
Viola
Kiyo is Kiyo's the one who's like, hey, you should drink more. Mm-hmm. Kiyo's the bad influence too.
My friends get mad at me -1.
That's fair. Oh, whoa, 1 second. Let me go get this fellow. And he turns around because Virgil has turned around and headed back the way you were coming. So,
oh, no.
Yeah, so Jameson turns around and heads back to kind of retrieve Virgil and leaves you alone for a few minutes during this. And you happily find that he gets lost in conversation with Virgil, who doesn't help any with the conversation, but Jameson doesn't seem to need any help.
Yeah, no, he's carrying it on by it's completely fine. Once Virgil comes back up, I will Mandy's on a horse already, so I will take the rope. I will do the same thing as the chief did and like tie around Virgil and have him go along.
Excellent plan. So you are able to do that, and like I said, about 40 to 50 minutes or so along this walk, you start to see up ahead these various small buildings. They look like little round huts. They look like they're made of a lot of like sticks and things sort of oak like stretched and sort of woven together to create a structure, and then kind of covered over with like the long brush grass and things like that. So these little wiki-ups are kind of set in this little sort of low valley area that you approach. And as you all come into view, you see a little bit of commotion in the village itself. And then you quickly see riders on horseback sort of emerge from the rear corner of the village and ride in your direction. You recognize right away that this is the hunting party that you had seen and kind of talked to. And they sort of ride up and stop a few feet away from you. And Taza, the leader, sort of dismounts and walks toward your group and converses quickly with the old man that's with you, and then looks back at the rest of you. There's kind of a pause, and then he looks at you because you're the most familiar face among the others.
Hi.
He kind of looks you up and down and looks at all your injuries, and then he motions for you to follow him back. And the other riders sort of ride ahead back toward the village, but he walks his horse and kind of stays at the front of your group.
Mm-hmm.
And Jameson leans in and he goes, "Oh, well, that's wonderful that we're all good here. I was a little nervous when they came riding up on us like that."
I think you should have more faith in people.
Well, I mean, I try, but I was just in a cell kept by snake people for, I'm not really sure how long I was lost in there. There's no day and night in a basement cell, but it seemed like quite a while. How's my beard? And he's got a pretty decent beard going.
I think it looks fine, Jameson. I don't know what it looked like before, but
Well, I didn't have
it
one
looks
when this
fine.
whole thing started.
Oh, does it suit him?
It looks all right. It's got a little bit of gray in it and stuff like that. So, but it looks all right.
It looks nice.
Well, thank you. All right. Well, let's see what we see here. And he sort of walks kind of a step behind you as you kind of lead the horse that has Mandy on it into this small village proper. And you get some looks from people. There's some concern. You see like some moms kind of like ushering their little ones into their little homes and like, we're just going to be careful. But Taza leads you to one wiki up, and there's definitely like smells coming from it, like incense burning and stuff like that. And Taza disappears inside before coming back out with another individual. And this individual sort of looks all of you up and down. He goes to Sansei first and helps get her down from the horse, and it brings her inside, and then also escorts Noroso in as well. And you can see inside the wiki up how he kind of helps Sansei sort of sit near the fire, and he has Noroso kind of sit the same. And then he comes out and he sort of like looks at you and motions if you to come in. You think this is probably the tribe's medicine man?
Mm-hmm.
And he is sort of looking at your wounds with a very serious eye.
Okay. I say, Jameson, watch over Mandy. Make sure she doesn't go anywhere. And then I walk into where the medicine man is.
All right, as you're going inside, you hear Jameson. "All right, you there, Mr. there. Yes, you. The one who's got no idea about anything about himself." And you see him pointing at Hiram. "You come here, and you're going to take care of this one here." And he sort of hands the rope that's tied to Virgil to Hiram. And
Oh, okay.
and then And then he looks at Praz, the younger guy, the Yankee young man, and he says, and you, yes, you just come and sit over here because I don't need you getting all freaked out again by anything. Yep, come sit down. You can keep Hiram here company. Have a conversation. Maybe you'll jog his memory. And he looks at Mandy and he kind of gets a little calmer and he says, my dear, I'm going to take you down from the horse and we're going to take a seat and relax while our friend gets taken care of. Is that all right? And she kind of looks at him a little nervous, but doesn't argue or fight when he kind of lifts her from the saddle. And he gently puts her down, kind of a little ways away from the other group, the trio of questionable issues going on. And he kind of puts her down gently and sort of sits next to her and then starts having a conversation with her in a much calmer voice, but still kind of speedy. And once again, doesn't need her to interrupt or be involved. He's got this covered. All right.
He's got it covered.
He does.
I've come to appreciate Jameson. It was very iffy on him in the last episode, but I'm fine with him now.
So you go inside, and this older member of the tribe, he kind of checks on Sancerre Ray. You can hear him whispering to her in Apache, though you don't know what he's saying. But his voice is calm and soothing, like he's trying to maybe get her to sort of respond to him. And you do see the concern kind of on his face, as she does seem a little bit lost still in the singing. She doesn't really respond to it. Mm-hmm. And the same sort of with the younger fellow. And after a little while, once he gets uncomfortable, he comes over to you and he sort of kind of looks like, gives you the impression he would like to check on your wounds and things and see about your injuries.
I kind of like make my body language so that he understands that that's fine.
Okay, so he will like gently like he looks at your arms where you've got some cuts and bruises and wounds. He notices like in your upper neck area, he can see like where you have burn marks from the weapon that you were shot with by the snake creatures. So he goes back and he starts sort of taking some herbs and things, and he's sort of mixing some things on a little table in the corner, and he's humming to himself as he does it. And he comes back and kind of points at sort of a laid out sort of fur on the ground. Looks like maybe it's a buffalo fur or something that he's got laid out there, and kind of offers for you to kind of lay back, relax, be comfortable. He takes a wet cloth that he is kind of dunked in cold water, and he sort of puts it on your forehead. And then eventually he takes this salve and he kind of starts putting it on your wounds. And
does it hurt?
Not too bad. I mean, there's a little bit of that sting, that medicine sting, where you think it's doing what it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. But it's not terrible. You kind of grit and bear it. It probably hurts the most on the burns up here where you got shot. Mm-hmm. But you do notice that you kind of have gotten a headache as you've sort of waited for this, and for him to treat you. Like your head kind of hurts a little bit. Maybe it's just the stress of everything that went on. But it is kind of bothering you just a little bit as you're treated for this. And you will heal. Oh, good. So you do get 3 hit points back from his treatment.
Oh my god. That's double my hit points.
Doubled your HP.
Woohoo! As he binds some of the worse kind of cuts and things that you've taken and abrasions and things, you think he is trying to stave off any kind of infection as well. But you're definitely kind of Your head isn't feeling all that good at the moment, though. So, let's see. Olive.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just find this. All right, so.
You will heal me just to kill me, Jeanette.
I'm not. No.
I mean, Callie, Scotty's been trying to do that to me for a few episodes in our Dark Matter games, so.
Tried to kill you or heal you?
Yes.
Oh no.
So, you are gonna take right now. You're gonna take a temporary -10 to your intelligence, your education, and your power.
Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna write that down on a different sheet of paper.
Oh boy. So you also will lose 6 points of sanity
Oof.
as this headache really starts to kind of come on strong, and actually you get a little bit dizzy. And as you're kind of sitting there, and this medicine man has walked away and is doing some other things behind like the table and sort of like going back to Sansei Array and Naroso, like you kind of feel a little dizzy. And you know, like you sort of have these flashes back to like things inside the caves, and you're like, oh, maybe I hit my head harder than I thought. So I do
punched in the jaw too many times.
Yes, I do though, because of that amount of sanity lost. You lost 6, so I need you to roll me an intelligence roll, and I'm just gonna hint at you that it's good to fail this roll, but we'll see what happens.
I'm scared. But I still have 70 intelligence.
That's fair.
Oh shit.
How'd you do, Callie?
I got a 9.
Oh, you did okay. So
you're really
I did
smart.
really good.
All right. So as you're sort of this headache comes on and it really starts to hurt, and you're like, without even meaning to, kind of going over everything that happened, and you're just like you feel just very like weird, and then like everything kind of hits you at once, like all of these things that you just sort of experienced and you were too kind of involved in the moment to really sort of grasp onto. And you're sort of sitting there in this wiki up. It's a little bit, you know, shadowed because there's not a lot of light in here, and you just kind of just start shaking a little bit and having a little bit of like a quiet kind of panic attack in that moment. So now what I need you to do is I need you to roll me a d10, please.
I'm scared.
Yes, that you're already scared, Callie. You did lose sanity, and you're having a panic attack. That usually happens with partial scared.
I got a 6.
A 6. Okay, let's see. On a 6. All right, so you are starting to have a panic attack. You start to shake a little bit. You don't know if you want to run or if you want to curl up and hide, and then everything goes black.
I would pass out, or
You faint, dead away.
Oh.
Roll me a d10.
another D10.
Yes, please.
3.
A 3. All right. Let's see.
The only thing keeping you together was all that adrenaline.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's going to crash at some point. I told Jameson that earlier.
Kiyo is going to sure as shit hit an adrenaline crash at some point too, though. She's lucky enough that she took no damage.
So let's see. Do. All right, so you lie there unconscious for it's just a few moments before you are you feel like a hand under the back of your head, and you kind of shake awake, and you see the medicine man looking down at you, very concerned look on his face as he replaces the cloth on your head with a cold cloth, a new one. And he sort of looks into your eyes and is looking at you very concerned. And your panic attack has kind of passed for the moment, but you're still a little shaken by what happened. And you're not really sure if you're okay. Like, you look down at your hands and you know, like, when you have a little bit of a twitch that you can't stop, like your left hand is kind of doing that a little bit. But you think you're okay. You think you're okay. Do you do anything else?
Do I am I like sweating? Like
A little bit, yeah, like a little bit of a cold sweat.
I start to like I take off like a layer of clothing, like if that's possible.
Yeah, you
And,
probably
like,
have like an outer, like, you know, vest or
Yeah.
something. And
Duster.
yep, your dust.
Jacket.
yeah. And I like undo, like I don't remember if I gave her a corset or not, but I'll just undo the corset and then like just lay there, like my head in my hands for a moment. And I cannot like I want to do like sign language, but like thank you, but like I just like try to say thank you in any way possible that I can to this medicine man.
He seems to get the impression of what you're saying, and he sort of motions for you to just take it easy, take a moment, like stay there, don't get up too soon, like you need to rest. You get the impression like he wants you to rest.
Okay.
And if you don't try to get up and go and do anything else, we will cut back to Kiyo.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kiyo, you easily get your small carriage. The horse is attached safely. Bob sends you on your way, and you quickly drive the carriage with the extra horse, I assume, lashed and in tow.
No, not an extra horse.
Oh, you've
no.
got two
So,
now. Okay.
She rode her horse.
Yep.
She doesn't want to risk its health. She already gave it a long trip and hard trip. So she put it in there and rented a new horse just to relieve her horse because she didn't want to hurt it.
Fair. All right. So you take and ride back out of town. A number of heads turning once again as you go by, watching you exit as quickly as you arrived back. Pretty much within the hour of arriving back, you are on your way back into the hills. And getting back to the trail, it's easier. You do have to take your time ascending to the top of the mesa along the hidden trail. It's not as easy with your carriage. Luckily, your carriage is not a large carriage, or it might have been near impossible. But but when you get to the top of the mesa, I need you, as you have an idea of, but aren't exactly sure where the village is. I need you to roll.
I'm not going to the village. I'm going to the doctor.
Oh, you're going to okay, you're going back to the doctor. I forgot.
Yeah.
So you can find them very easily. So you ride back.
That's why I got the medical supplies, right? Was to help the doctor.
I keep forgetting Hank's dying.
Yeah. Wow.
It's my bad, I know.
I mean, Kiyo's like, I could leave him dead, but he's helped us a lot because it is dead or alive. The bounty.
It's true. So you ride back to where you left Solomon and Viola and Hank, and you find them easily. They've sort of gone and sort of found some shelter in like some shade, and just maybe kind of gotten themselves out of the direct path that led up to the caves, because just in case anything came back out or survived. Yeah. But you find them, and Solomon waves you down. He's kind of got a grim look on his face, and he shakes his head. He's like, yeah, Hank's in real bad shape. Doctor over here doesn't know if he's even going to make it. We'll do what we can, but we definitely got to get him back to town.
Kiyo's going to hand him the kit that the doc put together. So that should help to stabilize him for long enough to get him back to town.
And he will take it over to Viola and hand it to her. And she immediately starts working on Hank. She did some general first aid, but now that she's got some medical supplies, she's kind of going over him once again, real careful. And you watch as she very deftly kind of bandages some of his wounds a little bit better. She changes a couple of bandages that they kind of made. You can tell like Solomon kind of has ripped some of his shirt and also some of Hank's clothes to sort of make bandages in the interim. But she patches him up as best she can and looks at you and Solomon, and you kind of motions to sort of see if we can get him into the cart and get him back safely.
All right. Yep. I assume her and Sol will try and get him into the cart.
And Dr. Viola helps. She kind of like guides you, but sort of helps. And you sort of get him in onto the floor of the cart, sort of situate him. It's easier than trying to lift him up on the bench in this way too.
Especially because the bench too, there's a rail, like probably like an armrest on it. Also, we have to fit one person in the back, so someone's going to be sitting over top of them.
It's true. So, and then you all sort of clamber onto the cart, and Solomon says, Olive and the others get off all right as far as you could see?
As far as I could tell, they got, as far as I know, they're safe. I trust that they know they got to where they are safely.
All right, we'll have to go back for them after we take care of him. But hopefully that gentleman, that the older one, he seemed like he was doing all right, that he could get them where they were going safely, I hope.
Yeah.
And Viola's like, enough talking, we have to get this one back because it will be dead not alive if we don't hurry.
Yeah, Kiyo's gonna, give him the bush to go.
She says, but take it somewhat easy. I don't know if he'll survive the trip if we get in an accident.
All right. Kiyo will also make both of them aware that the doctor is safe. I tested him just to be sure.
Dr. Viola says, oh, well, he seemed like a bit of a strange fellow, but, he knew his things as far as medicine and things like that. I'm glad to find out that he's not one of these strange creatures or anything.
Yeah, he's talking about moving on to live test subjects, so you might want to have a talk with him.
Solomon goes, I'm sorry, he what?
I don't really understand. But
he looks at Viola. You better have a conversation with him. I don't think there's any need for a live test in anything. That
you should see his office right now. It's a mess.
Two very concerned faces look over at you. As you can make me I guess it would be a drive check for your carriage, wouldn't it? Let's see.
I would assume
drive
so.
Wagon.
But... Yeah.
As you're trying to be somewhat careful with your charges.
I got a 4/20.
Very nice, very nice. So you do. You manage to make good time while also taking it easy enough not to put Hank in any worse situation than he's in. He does not, you do not notice that he regains consciousness, but you do see that he is breathing. It is shallow, but he is breathing. But yeah, he's in rough shape. But you are able to get this cart and your passenger back into Stillwater once again. You do pass a young fellow on the road as you're going. He looks like he's walking into Stillwater. He kind of gets out of the way as your carriage sort of races down the main road once you kind of hit the even, packed dirt of the road heading into town. And he kind of takes his hat off as you go by and looks a little bit put off that you almost could have run him over. But he doesn't say anything as you go. He just looks confused. You haven't seen this fellow before. He's coming out of the hills. Maybe he's been up there since you've been in town. But you quickly ride into town. You once again pass the familiar scenes. As this time as you ride past the sheriff's office, the marshal's office and kind of slowed around the corner safely, the marshal is comfortably sitting out on the porch in his rocking chair, and he just sort of gives a smile and a wave, like it's just any other given day and everything's good, everything's fine. And then you pull to a stop outside of the doctor's office, and the door is open, and you can see the doctor puttering about, working inside his office. He sort of looks up at the sound of your carriage and comes to the door. Back so soon? Oh my goodness. What happened here? Last time I saw this man, he was in one piece.
Still is in mostly one piece.
Well, I suppose that's a hell of a
on
head
the
wound.
outside, at least.
Yes, well, quick, help me get him in. Well, let me move some things. Doctor, could you help me? And Viola steps down from the carriage quickly, and she moves to the open door and comes to a complete stop when she sees the state of his office.
I didn't warn her.
You did, but there's warning someone and then actually seeing what you were talking about, and she stops.
Well, I think it's like the perfect sign of like, because Kiyo, one of her things she has is she is not really affected by dead bodies at all. That doesn't bother her. So it's perfectly accurate that Kiyo has no shits to give about this. And the doctor like,
She says, Doctor, is this really sanitary for you to have so many cadavers in one place inside? Oh yeah, I think I'm going to expand out. I might move some outside for the time being. She just head turns over her shoulder, looking from you to Solomon as you're trying to pull Hank carefully out of the back of the carriage. And she just melts to you, Kiyo, because you're kind of facing her more, and she's just like, I don't think he's okay.
Kiyo just mouths back, he's not a reptile.
She looks again at him, looks back and says, that may not be the most I'm worried about now. And then she proceeds inside and sort of tries to help him clear a surface to put Hank down on. So she helps him move one of the bodies. And he looks around and just kind of has her help him put it on the floor, sort of half on top of another one. And then sort of quickly throws a new sheet over the top of the bed where the body was for Hank to get put down on.
All right. Yeah, Kiyo.
So she immediately goes to talking to Dr. Fletcher about Hank and what she's done, and they immediately kind of get back and forth into medical jargon, though Fletcher does seem a bit distracted at being taken away from doing his work. And then Solomon looks at you and he says, all right, well, here's the thing. I don't think Hank's going anywhere. No. So I could, maybe we should go and collect Olive and the others. But at the same time, I 100% don't trust the marshal right now. He's completely off his rocker. Well, I mean, he's in his rocker right now, but you know what I mean. He's having issues. And I'll tell you, I don't entirely trust Hank's nephew not to convince his pop and mama to come and collect Hank while we're not here and stow him away somewhere.
Kiyo says, I'm also not so sure what's wrong with this doctor.
I'm not so sure what's wrong with everything going on in this town right now.
That's fair. Kiyo will look to him and say, if you want, you can stay here and keep an eye on things. If you need help, go find my carriage driver in the bar.
Are you sure? You sure?
I got this.
All right. As long as you're sure. I mean, you could, if need be, you could go collect Duncan. He's probably still hanging around the saloon or something, wondering where the hell we got off to. If he doesn't have his hat, it's probably hanging on a wall in the saloon or something. Or sitting on the bar right next to him.
I'll go collect him and send my driver over to keep you company for this.
All right. Be careful.
Might be good to have two sets of eyes paying attention just to be safe here. You as well.
And if you hopefully it seemed like Taza and his group there, they seem friendly enough. Maybe if you need a couple extra horses, you'll be able to borrow a couple off them, or maybe buy them off of them to bring them everybody back if you don't want to take too many horses with you.
Either way, we should be fine.
All right.
Yep, Kiyo's gonna head to the inn.
So you leave the doctor's office and head out into the main road, driving your carriage back, I assume.
Yes, and this time at a bit more leisurely pace, letting the horses get some rest. Also now because it's not an emergency.
This is true. As you do, you come around the corner at the marshal's office. You bear a left down the main road through town, and you see, coming out of the front of the general store, Hiram Colby. Looking his disheveled self, scruffy beard, kind of looks in your direction and gives you a toothy grin, but continues off the side steps of the porch and starts heading up the street in the direction like you're going to kind of pass him. He's walking up the street and you're going the other way.
Part of Kiyo wants to just drop him here, but she knows it's going to get way more problems than it's going to be worth. So she's just going to kind of give him, a polite nod, head nod, wave, and then keep on going. Keeping an eye on him as she can, just in case he tries something.
You kind of watch over your shoulder. He's just kind of walking up the main street, heading further into town, like toward the church and stuff like that. Seems to just be meandering, not bothering anyone. He's got a brown bag in his hand, like maybe he purchased a couple things from the store, but otherwise, just walking along. You do note as he walks by, and he kind of passes the corner and the sun kind of hits him. He does turn and look right into it and just kind of take it in for a couple moments before he crosses the side street and keeps going, and he kind of disappears from sight.
What a strange
fellow.
What a strange snake person.
So, you quickly pull up outside of the saloon.
She probably will bring the carriage to. I'm assuming they have a trough there for horses.
Yep, they you can tie it right off so the horses
ties them to there, lets them drink, lets them relax for a little bit.
Excellent.
And walk in.
All right.
Probably looking disheveled as all hell.
Indeed. And when you walk in, you do notice sitting by himself, hat on the table in front of him, looking a little bit sort of maybe a little bit unhappy, lonely. You see Duncan kind of sitting nursing a drink. Behind the bar, the bartender's washing out some glasses and making conversations with one of the girls.
All right. Yeah, Kiyo will walk up to Duncan.
As you get about halfway to the table, he looks up and a grin crosses his face. He's like, "Oh, hello there, Miss Kiyo. Where you been?"
"Sorry, we went out to the desert."
Did you fall down in a mud hole or something?"
"There's a lot to explain."
"Okay, where's Miss Olive and Mr. Sol and the good doctor?"
Doc and Sol are at the town doctor office, the town's doctor office.
"Oh, all right, yep."
We're going to go get Olive from somewhere. I need you to come with me."
"She okay?"
"She's a bit rough, but she's okay. She's still breathing."
"All right." Oh, he picks up his hat, puts his hat on his head. "All right. Yeah, no, let's go."
Glad you kept track of that.
Yeah, well, Sol told me I better not lose it because he was going to be gone for a little bit, and I didn't want to be without it. So, I'm trying to keep track, just trying to make sure I don't misplace it. Hey, Sam, we're gonna go bring Miss Olive back. Yes.
And she'll actually go up to the bartender and say, "Could I get a bottle of whiskey?"
He smiles, gives you a nod. Of course, gives you a bottle of whiskey.
All right, and she'll pay him for it.
Takes
And-
your money, smiles.
And then is going to find her driver, too.
You can easily find your driver. They are upstairs, sort of tending to your things as usual when you're not around. But they are there.
And she'll just give a quick, like, go to the doctor's office, find Solomon. He'll tell you what to do.
Nods. All right. And collects their things and heads off to go to the doctor's office.
All right, yeah, I think Kiyo's going to return back to her carriage.
All right. So you and Duncan head out onto the porch, and as you do, a large wagon is sort of slowly kind of pulling up outside of the saloon as well. He sort of pulls up alongside the trough where your horses are tied off, and sort of, whoa, and then climbs down and ties the horses and lets them go for a drink at the trough and looks over at you. How's it going?
Been better, been worse.
Yeah, same here. It's been a weird week, let me tell you. You look like you got a story too.
I have a story, but no time to tell.
Oh, well, all right.
At the moment.
No, I was going to say buy you a drink, but looks like you're all ready to go.
She holds up. When I get back in town, if you're still here, we'll share a drink and a story.
All right, well, if you're looking for me, name's Bob Hurley. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Kiyo Higa.
All right. Well, Kiyo, I'll see you when you get back. I'm looking forward to your story. I got one hell of a story to tell myself. And he nods at Duncan. Sir? Duncan's like, I like a good story. I'll be looking forward to that when I get back. Yours too, Miss Kiyo. Well, you could probably tell me when we're riding out there, couldn't you?
That's the plan.
All right. And he climbs up into your carriage. He goes to climb in the back, then he goes to climb in the front, and then he looks at you and he's like, where should I sit?
Wherever you feel like.
Oh, do you want me to drive?
I can drive.
All right.
Unless, actually, hold on. She did promise. She's like, actually, you said you wanted to drive.
I did.
So, you're more than welcome to. Just take it easy. The horses have had a rough day.
All right. I'll be careful. All right. He climbs up, kind of excited, smiling.
She's not also going to say that probably this carriage is worth more money than he's owned.
Oh, more than likely. Very
$100.
likely.
It is $100 cart.
Yeah, from the look of Duncan, he's probably not $100 cart kind of guy. Let's see.
Not gonna mention the fact that Kiyo literally carries like, I think like her spending level per day is like $25, which is a lot of money.
All right, so you climb into the back of your carriage, and there may be a little.
She'd honestly sit up front with him.
Oh, okay.
She wants to have a conversation with him, and it's hard. She doesn't want him doing this as she's telling the story.
He probably would too. But,
exactly. Kiyo knows.
But surprisingly, as Duncan kicks up the horses and your carriage starts to kind of roll away and head back south, heading out of town, you're actually pretty impressed as Duncan, for all of his, equilibrium issues and forgetfulness, he's just quickly picks it up and just takes this cart and guides the horses heading out of town.
Nice. And yeah, Kiyo, once they get out of town, Kiyo would start filling him in on their ridiculous story.
And as you ride, the disbelief in Duncan's face, that you can tell Duncan isn't sure, like, if you're just trying to impress him.
If I'm ribbing him, or
yeah, or like, because he's seen it. Like, you could be doing that, but at the same time, there's also a level of like, it gets a little nervous, and he's about maybe just as you're sort of climbing the trail upward to the top of the mesa in the carriage, and he's sort of carefully guiding the horse. He looks at you. He's like, "Are you sure Miss Olive's okay then? That she stayed with the rest of them? Like, is she safe?"
I trust them.
All right. Well, with everything you're saying, I've never seen myself a snake person or a person who's part snake or whatever the heck those other things are you described that were crawling through the dirt and tunneling through. But that's real nerve-wracking, Miss Kiyo.
Kiyo just kind of laughs a little and then cracks the bottle of whiskey open and takes a drink.
So, as you're drinking and you crest the top of the mesa, this time you aren't exactly sure where the village would be. So, as you reach the top of the mesa, Duncan kind of looks to you for sort of direction. So you're going to need to either do some kind of survival or tracking roll to try and pick up the trail of your group. And it's a regular roll that because it was a big group, you could probably find the tracks. But let's see how you do.
Would I be able to use spot rather than track?
I would say yeah. If you're
Actually,
trying
survival, I have survival actually.
Okay.
All right, I got a 1.
Wow, yeah, so you easily pick up the tracks of, you sort of go to where you know you tied off the horses, you follow those, like, to where the bigger group was, and it's really easy to sort of follow all of the footprints and the horse tracks that were left behind by your large party. And you can easily direct Duncan once you find it, and the two of you kind of pick up the pace and ride west across the top of the mesa. And it isn't long before you also crest the little rise and see this little village of Wickiups kind of spread out here. You know, you see as it's getting later in the day, you see some, fires burning and things like that and smoke rising. And the appearance of your carriage once again causes a bit of a stir. And you see the familiar sight of Taza and his group of warriors sort of ride out to meet your carriage.
And Kiyo makes a very clear thing of keeping her hand up where he can see it, just because she knows that they're much like her, very paranoid about people with weapons. So she makes sure her hand is very clearly visible when he comes riding up.
And he slows, kind of takes you in, like recognizing you, gives you a nod, looks at Duncan, who looks a little, more nervous, but kind of has reined in the horses on the carriage. And then he immediately motions for you to follow him in and bring the carriage into the village.
Kiyo would make sure Duncan is like, follow him.
And he does. And they take you to a space where you could easily tie off the horse to a nearby tree. Just a little
she
sort of desert tree.
Probably would unlatch them from the carriage too, because that's probably a bit of a burden that they don't need.
Okay, so you
tie them to the tree, unhook them from the thing just for a little bit.
When you go to unlash the horse from the carriage, Duncan's like, no, I can do this if you want to go make sure Miss Olive's okay. I'll just follow you in a little bit. I don't like leaving her alone too long.
All right, thank you, Duncan.
You're welcome. So Taza will lead you through the village, and you very quickly pick up on the familiar voice of Jameson. He is still jabbering away. It's probably been a couple hours since you last saw them, and he is still jabbering. But
Kiyo figures he has not stopped talking since they left.
That would be a very good guess. But he is sort of regaling Mandy and the others with a tale of one of his excursions and like what he's his sales and all the amazing things that his tonics can do and things like that.
All that snake oil.
And his back is to you, so if you don't really make a lot of noise, he doesn't even turn and like take note that you're coming.
Let me roll a stealth.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 47 over 50, so
okay.
barely got a pass, but I'm pretty stealthy.
So you are able to sort of just slip past him without letting him know you're there, as Taza sort of motions to the door of the Wickiup that is still open, and you can see a couple of figures that look like they're resting on these furs on the ground, and one person sort of moving around inside.
All right. Kiyo still has the bottle of whiskey in her hand. She figures she's gonna be doing Olive a favor here.
All right. So you enter the wiki up, and you do see Olive kind of curled up on a looks like a nice fur kind of off to the right in the corner. Looks like she's got her eyes shut. She's got a cloth across her head, and her wounds have been bound for the most part.
All right. Yep, she's gonna start. She's gonna look at the person who's walking around first, because they're the only person. They see probably are like the ones that are in charge here.
He looks at you, and he's an older member of the tribe. He's obviously got some wrinkles and from the sun and stuff, but he has gentle eyes when he looks at you, and just sort of nods in the direction of Olive, like sort of giving you permission. It's okay to go over there.
Yeah, then Kiyo is going to approach Olive.
Her eyes are closed.
Am I awake?
You might be dozing slightly. Your head still kind of hurts. You're feeling a little bit out of it, but the panic attack had passed.
Then Kiyo's probably going to be just very, very quietly. Like, you all right, Olive?
Olive, you hear. Make a sanity roll for me.
So sanity is I have to get under, or
Yeah, you're trying to roll and get under, and you also can't roll anything like you can't use luck or anything on sanity checks.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know.
God.
And your sanity was a
You do have your
50, so
advantage,
now it's
though.
a 44, right?
It is a 44.
Yeah.
Kelly, you do have advantage though if you need it.
I will see if I need it. Oh, it's a 31.
Hey.
All right, for a brief second, you hear this hiss voice, and your eyes flash open in terror. And you're looking at Kiyo, and you hear, in that second, you hear Olive. And Kiyo, you just see Olive, like, sit up and, like, look at you with, like, and you immediately see, like, sweat break out on her forehead as she stares at you for a minute, for just a second, like, almost like she doesn't recognize you, and then she physically calms a little bit as she does, like, it's you.
She kind of just holds the bottle out to her, not even saying a word, just holds the bottle out.
Is it okay if I speak to her, or
You don't think, you think everything's okay.
Kiyo?
Yes?
Is it still hisses?
No, you hear Kiyo. Everything seems okay.
I take the container and I give it a sniff. And then I...
Smells like a decent whiskey.
I just take one sip of it.
Yep,
And I hand
you
it
take a
back.
quick swig, you know, it does that good whiskey burn. You get that dry kind of cough from it for a second. Goes down pretty good. You feel it kind of warm up right away inside.
That was weird. Are you okay?
She kind of looks. Been better, been worse.
It kind of, I guess, hit me that everything... I told Jameson earlier that I was going to. My head is hurting really bad.
I'll keep my voice down.
I like wipe the sweat away, and I say, is Hank okay?
He's in good care. He's with the doctors.
And everybody else.
They're still here. As far as I can tell. The one guy, the talking folk, still talking.
Okay.
You gonna be alright?
Yeah, I think I'm just tired. And I am sorry for doing stupid things.
Kiyo just kind of hand on shoulder. It's alright. Just next time let me take a bit more of the brunt of stuff.
Okay.
Kind of gives her a pat on the shoulders. You did good though.
As you pat her on the shoulder, you feel the earth kind of tremor a little bit, and it's not. It feels like the epicenter of this little quake is further away, but you both like pause for a second as you realize that the earth is kind of quaked beneath you, and then it goes on for about 15 seconds before it settles again.
We talked about earthquakes before, right?
Mm-hmm. There was actually an earthquake that when you were all going out to find Hank and his sisters. And remember, I think that might have been the first time you or the doctor were thrown from a horse.
Both of them
Yes.
That was me. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we did. I lost like 5 hit points.
Yep.
uh,
You got yeeted from that horse.
I did. I think everything is just finally hitting me.
You sound like you could use some rest. Want to get back to town?
I look at the medicine man. Just kind of like, I don't know if I should. I think I'm fine to go. But I don't really trust the doctor back there.
But our doctor is also back there, at least.
That's true. I guess I will go back. I probably burdened people here, so I start to stand up and like put my clothes on.
He sees you stand up, and he sort of watches to make sure that you're okay. You're a little unsteady, like
Kiyo's also there, standing there, like just in case she's there to catch Olive.
Yep. And you do take a minute to kind of catch your breath, but he comes over with a small wooden cup, and he gives you some fresh water to take a drink, and he kind of motions like for you to drink up.
I drink it,
and it's nice. It's nice cold. It kind of sort of wakes you up in a like the whiskey kind of gave you a start, but that fresh water, you haven't had a good drink of it in a little bit, kind of gives you a little bit of clears your head just a little bit.
But I still have the headache.
It's a little bit. It seems like it's starting to kind of be like maybe you're coming to the other side of it. Mm-hmm. When that migraine kind of starts to move and you just have that dull throb.
Yeah.
I'm very aware of that because I recently had a pretty bad migraine.
Amen. But with Kiyo's help, you get your things, kind of put yourself together. With a nod, the old man kind of sees you out of his little home, and he gives you, he kind of puts in your hand like a little pouch, and if you kind of look inside, it looks like it's a little more of the salve he's put on your wounds. And he kind of like points at your wounds and points at the salve, like, sort of telling you like to make sure to keep treating them. You think he's very concerned about making sure your wounds don't get infected.
Yeah, I nod and I like kind of like bow my head and try to display thank you again in my body language. Like, I will say thank you, but I don't. He probably doesn't understand, and
He as you leave, he just puts a hand on your shoulder, just gentle hand, and gives you a serious look and just a brief nod, and then lets you go out of the tent into the sun of the afternoon. Your group, a couple of eyes turn in your direction. Jameson doesn't stop talking, but sort of slows as he looks over and gives you a wink and a smile, and then continues whatever story he was telling. He's talking about somebody who he helped regrow his hair with a tonic he had. It was amazing. It only took 5 treatments, and the guy had a full head of hair, and he was completely bald when he started.
He's a magic man.
Magic man.
He's got a tonic for everything. He sees the salve bag in your hand. He's like, "Oh, what is that? Perhaps I can make that and sell that too. You'll have to let me see a sample of that, Miss Olive, when we get on the way."
Maybe you should ask the medicine man for it. This is mine.
Well, all right then. Perhaps I will. But, and Miss Mandy, let me tell you about this other person who had 1 extra toe that I had to help them get rid of.
Oh my god.
Kiyo will kind of step forward and say, all right, we're going to head out now. Head back to this town.
Oh, all right. All right, Miss Mandy, we're going to head out now. And he kind of scoops her up and deposits her back into the saddle of the horse that's tied nearby.
She can put her in the cart with Olive.
All right, well, for now, we'll walk her over with the horse. Yeah, that's fine. Come on, you. Let's go.
So I'm trying to think on how many seats we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2 horses, right? Or 3 horses.
Yeah, you have the 3 horses plus your carriage and
So and how many people are there? So there is Duncan, Kiyo, Olive, Mandy, who can kind of sit on the lap of someone too. She's small enough, I assume.
And then there's Jameson. There's Hiram. Virgil. And Proz.
So we have 9 people, 7 seats.
I would say maybe I could go on a horse and Mandy could also go on a horse.
I mean, Mandy can go on. I was gonna say you are going on the cart with Mandy.
But I'm not. I'm not a flight risk. Virgil is a flight risk.
Virgil can sit beside you.
Yeah, but okay. What about
Hiram can ride with someone else.
Proz is like, I could take Hiram.
There you go.
And Jameson's like,
you can ride your own. You got a horse there. You can take that.
All right, I'll take a horse. You put Virgil in the cart. You put Mandy in the carriage. Duncan says, "Well, I mean, I can ride double with someone if need be, or
you can drive, Duncan."
Oh, all right.
You had fun with that the last.
I did.
You did such a good job with that last time.
It's a wonderful carriage. If you're ever looking to hire someone to drive you at all, like I know you have a driver, but like maybe when your driver needs a break,
I'll keep you in mind.
That would be excellent.
Yeah, we'll just pile everyone else into the carts because Mandy can just sit on Olive's lap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1 double up, so that's 8 people, and then 1 more doubling with Hiram riding double. Then there we go. We have exactly 7 people for that seat.
Excellent. So, you take a little extra time with your ragtag crew on various horses and things like that, and just making sure nobody gets lost.
Take it easy. There's no point in rushing this because.
And it's probably just dusk when you once again, for the 3rd time today, Kiyo, come in sight of the town of Stillwater. And a lot of people are home for dinner and things like that, but there are still a handful of people, like some of the prospectors heading off to the saloon for, after dinner drinks or even just a hot meal and things like that. And you do get some looks as your group sort of rides into town. There's some finger pointing as people seem to recognize a couple of the individuals, particularly Mandy in the carriage sitting with Olive. There's a couple of shocked faces like, oh my God, that you definitely got the impression that most of the townspeople thought Mandy, having been missing for a while, that she had met a terrible end out in the, wilderness outside of town. So seeing her in one piece is a surprise. Why don't both Olive and Kiyo roll me a spot roll?
I got an 84, so I don't see shit.
Okay.
What's my spot? Oh, okay. I got an 11 out of 25.
Excellent. So, Kiyo, as you're sitting with Mandy in the back of the carriage, and
oh, you mean Olive here?
Oh, I'm sorry, Olive. Yep.
You said Kiyo.
I did.
I'm making sure.
It's your carriage. I always think of you. You notice amongst the few people that you do see, as you have passed by the church, and you're kind of passing up the road, you sort of look over your left shoulder, and behind where you can see Jameson and Hiram and Praz on their horses riding up behind you, you see Hiram standing in the shadows of the church, watching your group sort of pass by, and he's got a deep scowl on his face as he kind of makes eye contact with you for just a brief second, and then disappears around the side of the church and is gone out of sight.
I say, Kiyo, we might have a problem.
Where?
I kind of like move my head towards the church, like I don't point over there, and I said I saw Hiram.
Somebody take care of him?
Maybe not alone.
Kiyo kind of gives her a look of...
I give you a look back.
She's like, I'll be fine.
No, I'm gonna go with you. Just let me drop
Olive,
off Mandy.
Just
let me drop off Mandy.
Olive, you are barely standing and you need to rest.
Duncan's like, what's going on now? What are you doing? We're going back to the saloon. We're going to settle everybody down, get some people some hot meals, including the two of y'all, because you've been out all day in the hot sun, and Miss Olive's still looking a bit peaked. And Miss Kiyo, I know you're tough. You could kick my ass. I know. But at the same time, you got to take care of yourself. What the hell is this argument about now?
Don't worry about it. I just been talking about returning the horses after this.
Yeah, no, I think we'll let you get settled in the saloon. I can take your carriage back over to see Bob. Bob will gladly settle up with the, putting your carriage and your horse to rights. And you should go and sit down and have a meal and take a rest. Y'all been through an ordeal. If the state of Miss Olive and these others ain't no sign of it, you yourself, you look like you're not that much worse for wear, but you are a mess. And I mean that in the nicest way. Please don't punch me.
Thank you, Duncan. I appreciate
it. You're welcome.
But I'll just look at Kiyo like, you're not going by yourself. I won't let you. But yeah, that's it.
So Duncan continues to drive the carriage up the road, giving a sideways glance at Kiyo in the seat next to him, as he seems to think
Kiyo's on a different horse.
Oh, you're on a different horse? So he's watching you to make sure you don't bolt. And then, and he continues to head with the carriage toward the saloon. Kiyo, do you continue with everybody, or do you kind of cut off on your own?
It'll cause even more trouble if she bolts off. She knows this already, because she knows if she's going to bolt off, then Olive's going to try and follow her.
All right. So, you pull the carriage up in front of the saloon, and the other cart is still tied up out in front. Your friendly wagon driver seems to still be at the saloon. In fact, you can kind of hear him inside, boisterously talking to the bartender as you approach. And Jameson helps sort of get Mandy out from the carriage.
Mhm.
And then one by one, the others dismount from the horses, tie them up out in front. And Duncan's like, all right, I'll take care of the rest. Y'all go inside. Mr. Solomon would not be happy if I didn't make sure. Go inside. Miss Olive, Miss Kiyo, I want to see your butts in a chair before I take it and bring everything back like I'm supposed to.
Theo does actually go up to Duncan, just kind of, because she wants it. She just goes.
He takes one of those, like, head back, like, oh God, I'm going to get punched. Looks on his face.
She just kind of looks up and says, be careful if you see another Hiram.
Well, that's Hiram. I'm not sure how Hiram got with you, because I saw Hiram earlier today before I left with you. So I don't know, like, he's very quick. But
she's like, no.
Okay.
Remember this? She's like, remember the snake.
Yeah, okay.
He might be one of them.
Well, that's horrible.
So just
wait, are you saying that the snakes can wear my face?
Honestly, I have no clue, but just be wary.
Okay.
Come right back here. And she's like, if trouble happens, shoot your gun. I'll come running.
He reaches down. He takes his revolver out from his gun belt. He checks to make sure he's got a couple of bullets in the chamber. Puts it back in the gun belt. All right.
She gives a kind of nod.
All
right. Thank you, Duncan.
All right, you be careful. And he goes back and collects, kind of, you see him lash the horses to the back of the cart, the carriage, and then he gets up into the carriage and takes it down the road toward the livery.
Kiyo goes in and goes into the bar.
All right, so as soon as you walk in, a very boisterous fellow at the bar is like, there she is, my story compatriot. Hello, you're back. Hello.
Gives a nod and walks up to where he's sitting.
How are you?
A lot better now.
I'm gonna buy this one a drink, and your friends. I'm gonna buy them all a drink. They look like they've had a long day. Let me tell you, I had a long day the last couple days, so I know what a long day looks like. Let me tell you.
Well, let's hear about it.
Oh, I don't know if you'll believe it. It's such a wild story. I mean, it's really out there. And Sam behind the bar starts kind of putting out glasses, pouring drinks. One of the girls kind of comes over and takes everybody, like, orders for some food and stuff. The other goes over and is sort of checking on Mandy, making sure she's okay. You hear Sam behind the bar say to Jason, who is the the bar back, he says to him, I think you should run out and let Mandy's father know that she is here and bring him back, because I'm sure it would do the little girl well to see her dad and her mother if she's inclined to come too. And he kind of heads out, nods, sort of leaves out the back to where their personal horses are kind of kept, and goes on his way. So the big fellow, Bob Hurley from the wagon, after everybody has some drinks and some food starts to come out, he sits down and kind of turns a chair around and sits down. He's like, you're not even going to believe this. I was riding and I was coming through Santa Rosita. You know, it's about a day from here. If you head out kind of to the west down the road. Those bastards, they tell me as I come up, because I just want a good night's rest, kind of, you know, recover from the journey I'm on, going town to town, selling my wares and picking up travelers when I can. So they tell me that I got to park my wagon, and they got this cabin that I need to sleep in. And there's a couple other pilgrims that are in there too, but that I got to stay there for like 2 nights. Like 2 nights. And I'm like, excuse me, what do you mean 2 nights? And they start going on about something making sure that I wasn't sick. They got their guys, like a bunch of armed guards. And they're saying nobody's allowed into town without spending a full day and night in this quarantine that they got going on account of them being afraid of travelers spreading some disease that's been driving folks here in Stillwater crazy as hoot owls. Yeah. So there don't appear to be anything wrong with the folks over there in Santa Rosita, but a lot of them, once I was out of quarantine, were real nervous about strangers being all about. I mean, it's hardly surprising, because once I left there and started heading here, I was coming through the pass, and wouldn't you know, I swear I rolled up on a couple of walking dead people. Not to mention the ground shaking and rattling around my brains and all that in my head every time, every other day. I have no idea what's going on. I took care of them walking dead people, but I did see a few more in the past, kind of at a distance, that I sort of left alone and kind of giddied up my horses to get out of there. But something weird's going on over there.
You can see probably just the lack of surprise on Kiyo's face, which is probably a surprise to him. Man.
Yeah, he kind of is looking for a little more of like a reaction, and the only one who gives him any kind of sort of like happy grin is Jameson. The rest is like very deadpan expressions and low reactions, or people just shoveling food in their mouth or not doing much at all.
I'm sure he looks surprised by that lack of reaction. Yeah, Kiyo just kind of put her hand on his shoulder, give him like, yeah, we've dealt with some of those Walking Dead too.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm a bit concerned about that. You mean there've been some hereabouts too? Like them people in Santa Rosita ain't crazy?
No, they aren't.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, that's worrisome. I mean, I think somebody should maybe go clean up Southwood Pass, because there was a few of them, and they were like really like, they'd probably been in the ground a while, because they were mostly bones and not a lot of skin on them fellows.
We had a few more fresher ones come back.
Oh boy.
The doctor's looking into it.
What the hell's going on around this place?
I'll be honest with you, way too much.
I guess. Well, all right then. Well, I have had a long trip, and I'm glad not to be in quarantine anymore. So I am going to say my goodnights and go and settle myself. And will you all take care? And
you as well.
Tips
Stay
his hat,
safe.
kind of gets up, shoves his chair back in at the table, and meanders away up the stairs.
All right. Kiyo is going to actually go to Sam. That's the bartender, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of say, like, lean over to him and just say, I know this is going to sound strange, but if you see, keep an eye on the people around here.
All right. What am I keeping an eye out for?
Well, there are 2 Hirams. One in the town already, and the one we brought back.
Hiram doesn't have a twin brother.
That's the problem.
There's only one Hiram in Sweetwater.
Exactly. We just brought one back from where we came from. He couldn't have gotten all the way out there in the time that it took me to ride. Right?
You kind of explain where you went, and he's like, well, no, if he was in town, he was in town earlier today. He was sitting over in the corner, he ordered a drink that he never drank, and he left a little bit. Actually, once you came in, he kind of disappeared shortly before you got here to take Duncan earlier today.
So keep an eye out for anything suspicious tonight, if you could.
All right. Yeah, he seemed a bit put off earlier in the day, like really kind of like lost his temper a little bit for no reason.
Kiyo just kind of nods.
What do you make? Well, what do you make of Hurley's story there? You think this thing is spreading further than this whole Walking Dead thing?
I certainly hope not, but
That doesn't sound good for sure. I mean, we kind of tidied up, and we haven't had any others kind of wander into town since y'all left. Like
That's
one or
good
two,
news,
but we put them down.
But this whole thing is worrying. But
Agreed.
she kind of sighs, rubs her eye, and it has been the longest day.
Yeah. I mean, you maybe you and your friends see what maybe let the marshal know. Maybe he'll ride out a couple people, go check out what's going on in the pass. Send somebody maybe on to Santa Rosita to see if everything's okay.
That might be a good idea,
Hmm.
but that sounds again something that can be done tomorrow. He's not like they're gonna ride out in the night.
All right. Yeah, you do look like you could use some rest, and
Kiyo just kind of stands up, stretches a little, and looks to Olive. All right, let's go. Let's get some rest.
I'll we'll keep an eye on Mandy here. I sent Jason to get her dad. He should be riding in. So we'll keep her company if you all want to head off to bed.
Much appreciated.
I think I'm gonna stay up and wait for them to get here for Mandy.
Oh, all right then. That can be
Yes.
arranged.
Kiyo's gonna say, "Can you draw me a bath? Can I get a bath drawn?"
Of course. And he looks over at the two ladies and gives a nod. And Patsy kind of stands up and heads off to start prepping a bath for you.
And Kiyo will look to Olive and say, "Get yourself one after I'm done.
Okay. I will.
You look like you need it just more than I do."
What are you talking about? I'm fine.
She says on 6 HP.
So, and we will, I think, come to a close as Kiyo heads off to take a bath and get herself cleaned up. Olive is sitting amongst the rescued members of their little party. At some point, Solomon does make an appearance just to check in. He did leave Kiyo's driver to keep an eye on Viola and Hank for the short time that he comes back, but he's gonna head back over and spend the night at the doctor's office just to make sure everything's okay, at least until Viola kind of heads back. But other than that, I think we will slowly fade out for tonight and see what happens next time in our adventure.
Hey.
Where did the other Hiram go? Who knows what he's up to?
Kiyo has a feeling that they might be attacked tonight, so
Maybe. I have that feeling too.
Perhaps.
that
But
is, yeah, we'll find out next time.
we will. We will definitely. So why don't we do some plugs if anybody has any. So how about Callie? What do you got going on?
Hi, I'm Callie, Cap Callie on Twitter, and I do art and I have commissions open, and it would be nice if you commission me. It's kind of slow right now because I have school and I've had like a bunch of stuff happen, and but I will still be able to do your commission for you. My next game is tomorrow on Scotty Hood's channel at 8 o'clock. No, 7 o'clock. For Mr. Crin's Valley, which is a Humblewood meets Strahd campaign, and it's fun.
She says, with through gritted teeth and a bit of tears in her eyes.
Nothing,
No, I
nothing
love
bad
it.
happened in Strahd's domain. Nothing bad ever happens in
Nothing bad
Ravenloft.
ever happens in Ravenloft.
Oh no, I have proclaimed Strahd as my nemesis, as every single game that he's in with one of my characters. We hate each other the most. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Excellent. And how about you, Vex?
Well, every other week you can find Callie and me every other Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. EST, where we play Saffron Academy, a Bubblegum Shoe mystery magic school game, which is a blast. Last session we sealed a demon into a flask, and that was a pretty good time. Also, you can find me. I'm not quite sure when we're going to be playing, but on every other Sunday at 12:30 p.m. EST, Hera, my girlfriend, runs a masks game, Starfall Academy. I have to remember because they're both S names and they both are Academy games, which is a superhero school game, like
Nice.
a la X-Men kind of thing, with a bunch of teen superheroes. And we are still on a literal cliffhanger where last session, one of our characters was falling from the sky after their date turned into a demon and flew away and then turned back into their date.
Nothing bad
Teen
about
drama.
that.
And yeah, they're falling from a very large height. So we'll find out what happens the next time we play. I'm not quite sure when we'll play, but keep an eye out on a post from me when that does happen.
Yikes. All right.
And that's it. That's all for me.
That sounds amazing. And you can find myself, Vex, and Callie right now on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Scotty Hood's channel. We're all playing in the Chaos Crew, a game that I've been in for quite a while, and Callie had joined, and Vex has been guesting on. That's DM'd by our friend Dylan, and has a couple of our other friends, Scotty and Aya, in it as well. So we do that every Saturday at 3, and every other Saturday at 7 p.m. on Scotty's channel, I play in Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And here, every other Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So we had a session this week, so it'll be 2 weeks from this past Sunday. We do Skull and Shackles as a D&D 5e adventure. And that's pretty much what's going on right now. And usually I'll post on Twitter if anything comes up or changes. So you can follow there. If you haven't followed the channel, follow here. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Next session, we'll probably have a new player joining us. We'll see what's going on there. And yeah, this was fun. I had a lot of fun with Olive and Kiyo's adventures. Very, very much. So thank you both for playing. I always enjoy our time together. I'm sorry, Callie, for Olive has had a rough go of it for this campaign. But Olive is a tough cookie, so
She's done it to herself.
it's great though.
And inadvertently, I've done it to myself.
It's true.
You really have put Olive through the fucking ringer.
It's true. It is true.
I will be nice to Olive for now.
I highly doubt that.
Mm-hmm. So thank you to those that joined us in chat. Thank you to those who watch later on. And thank you for the donations tonight for the advantages for our players. I'm sure they will use them well when they come up.
Yeah.
So they're probably much appreciated. I appreciate them. And
they're very much appreciated. They will be used probably next session.
Fair enough. So I hope everyone has a great week. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Good night,
See
all.
ya. Bye.